Ahoy mateys! Welcome to the Captain Blondebeard cooking show. Today we'll be making 3 pirate related dishes, starting of course with the pirate's drink of choice, grog. Now mateys, of course grog being the primary pirate drink of choice, we start of course with rum. You pour in until you're happy with it basically. I'll go about there, a little hard for me, but that's okay. Then some lemon juice or lime juice, more just to give it some sweetness. You can also add in brown sugar if you want. That'll really add the sweetness. I prefer it without, but that's because I'm tough as nails, of course. And then some water to cut it, just so you're not drinking pure alcohol. And then, of course, got my nice little garnish here. It is me sword through a lemon and a lime. And cheers, folks. This is definitely one of my pirate drinks of choice. Now us pirates, of course, we love our fish in many, many different ways. But today I'll be starting with a tuna sushi appetizer. And we'll start by putting some more rice. I've started already putting the rice, of course. Putting rice there to make a nice bed on our seaweed. If you can't get rice, unfortunately, that's a key part of sushi. So you're kind of up a creek if you don't get it. Or up an ocean, if you will. Now we be adding, of course, some red tuna to it. It do be one of my favorite fish. It's very, very tasty, especially in sushi, but I do like eating it raw itself. Now, of course, you can add any vegetables that you want to the dish as well. But out on our ships, quite often we only have 1 or 2 ingredients. So we're just going to go from here with the seaweed, the rice, and then the tuna on top. Now, when you start to roll it, keep it nice and tight, making sure the fish... sometimes you definitely find that you overpacked it like I just did, but that's okay. We like to eat on the sea. And then you roll it up as tight as you can, keeping it very, very tight. And you're going to do this, I end up doing this twice quite often because I'm terrible at rolling it, just like I'm doing right now. But that's okay, folks. Nothing's ever perfect as long as it's tasty. Now, folks, we be on to our main dish for the evening, fish and chips. We're going to start by making tartar sauce. It's going to be a healthier tartar sauce with a Greek yogurt base because Captain Blondebeard be watching his waistline. I've already added the capers, and then I've put in the yogurt as well. Sorry for that pause there, folks. My English is a little bad sometimes because I did not get a good education. Next, we will be adding relish to it. This is about half a cup of relish. And then we'll be adding some garlic that I pre-pressed earlier. Not a ton of garlic because my crew is not a huge fan of the garlic, of course. I like it because it just makes me smell bad, and that's what I definitely want. And then a little bit of honey. This surprised me as well, but it kind of acts as a binding agent when you make it. And then to give it a nice little kick, a little bit of malt vinegar. I know you couldn't see my legs, but you saw the motion, and that's what mattered there. And just a little bit into it. Nothing too crazy, because you're also going to be putting malt vinegar with your fish and chips. Now, folks, of course, the most important part of the fish and chips, other than the fish, is the chips. So we're going to be adding some nice little extra virgin olive oil. You know, most pirates like extra virgin. And then we're going to be adding a little bit of pepper as well. The salt will be added later once it's actually cooked. And then you just toss that a bit. Yes, your hands will get grimy, but we're pirates. We really don't care anyway, right? You will have set your oven to 500 degrees because they do have to roast for about 15 minutes once you put them in there. And you make sure that they have plenty of room on our pan. And they will be good to go in the oven right about now. Now, most folks, when they're making fish and chips, they use a white fish. I'm going to be using cod myself today that I caught this morning by jumping into the ocean and bringing it up on my own shoulders. First, you start by dipping it into the flour, making sure it gets nice and coated. And then you'll put it into the dredge, which is egg and mustard in this case. Again, making sure it's nice and coated, so much so that it slips out of your fingers. And then you put it into the panko breadcrumbs, which we're going to be using a Japanese-style panko breadcrumb. And that's kind of to keep with our sushi meal as well that we had earlier. And now, folks, the way that you know they're ready is that they are golden brown, like me treasure, of course. That goes for both the potatoes and the fish. The fish you want to be at least a temperature of 120 degrees, because we are safe pirates, of course, and you don't want food poisoning, because that'd be almost worse than scurvy. Well, folks, that's it for the evening. We made the fish and chips, we made with the tartar sauce, and then we also made the sushi. And we made the grog, of course, my particular favorite. I just wanted to extend my thanks to everybody for contributing your channel points to getting me to do this. And by the way, for those who don't know my Twitch channel, it is twitch.tv/FOWdude. And we will see you all next time.